Real Ass Dude, Puerto Rican Rattlesnake, now the Joan Jett of comedy. Let's go.
Joan Jett, is that a new?
Let's talk about these bitches that don't appreciate the compliments we give them.
Can I tell you?
Yeah,
All right, can I give you my transition to this? I said this before to Nate, but I think Nate could never be accused of catcalling just because he's too slow draw. Like the girl would be down the block already by the time.
Hey,
excuse me for a second.
And then a guy would turn around and I'd be like, I mean, it was meant for like way.
look at you walking with your fine beaver.
Oh, what? Is it because I'm ugly?
Hi there, pretty child.
What? You can't smile?
But Nate would just catcall like in a charming Southern way, like still a nice guy.
Let me clean you off a place to sit. And then he rubs his face.
You know who gave you that fat ass? Jesus, because he loves all of us. What? That wasn't
I would
really
be
offensive.
delighted if anybody said that to me.
I'll see you at church. Yeah, this is Christian.
All right, so look, guys,
catcalling.
if you don't know what's going on in
We briefly brought this up on the other episode. But we didn't get into it.
I'll catch people up to speed. Christina's been catcalling me everywhere I go.
All right, here's what
I
happened.
can't walk down the
I
fucking
just want to
street.
fuck you so fucking bad. And you keep
Come
saying
on,
no,
Christina.
and I'm like, you're being
I'm
a
not
pussy
interested.
about
I'm
it.
going to the library.
If I want to fuck you, that means we're gonna fuck.
But he's got a new trucker hat on.
It's not new.
That's
He's been wearing it for 3 years.
That's an
straight.
old truckers.
That's an
3
old
years?
trucker head.
I've never seen you in a hat.
It's new old. It's a new thing.
So listen,
Does it say Von Dutch?
there's a viral video out right now.
I wore a Von Dutch hat once.
Oh,
There's a viral video out right now, and the video is basically of a girl walking around the streets in New York City for 10 hours straight.
Who hasn't seen this? It's like the most viral ever.
You think that girl be thinner walking that much?
Oh, come on, dude. Come on, dude.
fat.
Walking for 10 hours, you pig.
Keep
That's
on
like
going.
that was a good line of my favorite line that you ever said. The hills have eyes.
That's
Do
a
that
good
line.
one.
I wish
That's-
the hills had hands so they can give my fucking money back.
That's great.
And then I asked you, and then I was like, and then afterwards I go, but I mean, did you like it? He's like, nah, I like the movie.
Yeah, I go, this is pretty good.
It's just
before
great
Jay was-
line.
That was like a
Honest
comedy.
comment.
That was a comedy lesson to me. Like asking Jay, like, "Oh, did you hate it?" And he goes, "No, it's fine." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sometimes you just do stuff for the
Funny
joke.
first,
Sometimes you
dude.
think of a funny
Sometimes you
line.
just think of funny stuff and you just do it for the
Yeah.
joke."
Dude, funny first. It's a great example
Funny
of
first.
that. Funny first. That's it, dude. But look, here's what happened, dude. The chick was walking around, and she was walking through New York City, and I won't talk about the variables beyond that, because look, the neighborhood she was in, what she was wearing, how good looking she was. These are all things that genuinely matter, I think, in this. But let's just take that aside. It's a woman walking through New York City for 10 hours. She gets catcalled over 100 times. Not just catcalled. Some guys follow her. Some guys, they aggressively, because she's not responding to anybody.
And at a certain point, you got to be like, do you have an address for where you're going? Like 10 hours? Like, Jesus. Like, do you
It was
ask
over the course of a
someone
couple
for-
days, though.
Hey, do you need help?
10 hours of footage.
That's
10
what
hours of footage.
Ken said. Hey, do you need help? This is your third time around this block.
It's like, I'm looking for
Been walking
1,400.
around since 1 a.m.
I'm trying to wave you a cab because I mean you don't know where you're going. I'll give you money.
It's like the Village 9th Street intersects with 12th Street.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I'm sorry.
Are you in the financial district?
So what happened in this video was she got catcalled a bunch. Guys were very
She was
aggressive with her.
followed by, for 10 hours by a cameraman.
Wasn't it like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually, the cameraman. Yeah, she followed a cameraman for 10 hours. That guy should have
She
press
stopped the
charges. Where's that guy's sad story?
So here's the thing. Now, I don't want to say what the idea of the video, I guess, is showing the plight of the woman and what it's like to be a woman in daily life, walking down the
I
street
thought you were about to say daylight.
in daylight. They're not
But at
vampires.
night.
She didn't respond to anyone, which proves one thing. Dyke.
But the idea is that women, they deal with a lot of bullshit walking down the street. And look, whatever. I mean, I guess we'll
From a
open
guy who probably does it. He's got a voice.
That's not true.
No, I don't think any of you guys do that.
That's
None of
actually
you
no.
guys
I won't even say that. We
No,
used to
I don't
stand
know,
outside of
but
the
I would
Comedy
actually-
Cellar. Jay, do you remember this?
Sarcastically, though.
We used to stand outside of the Comedy Cellar, and we would create a fucking tunnel, like a what do they call it? A gauntlet of dudes. And as women,
No,
walk-
like a tunnel. Like you're a starting point guard coming down.
This sounds
on the
like
court.
it doesn't sound good.
Wait, what?
A gauntlet?
Like a Red
Wait,
Rover
No, wait, it's
for
not what you
girls.
think. It's fine. So
It's not-
there's a pinball machine. This girl's dancing. She's hammered, right? And then so my frat brothers were there. Now here's where it gets good. So she wants it.
I was like, take what's yours, bro.
Dude, she's dancing to Kenny Loggins. She wants it.
Dude, you're gonna tell me she didn't want it? Come on, bro.
It's
Bruh.
the Kiss pinball machine.
Bro!
Great pinball machine.
By the way, there are way too many pinball machines here
No, they're not.
at this place.
Oh, yeah. You could have a fucking
great.
rape orgy out there. And then we're going to all cheer in slow motion. Yeah!
So
There's so many pinball machines that you're like, one of these pinball machines must have consensual sex on it. Like,
yeah.
one of these girls has to be asking for it.
like,
the
let me
numbers.
ask Christina, because look, are you one of the people that believe that catcalling in America is a genuine, real issue that we should be putting our attention, time, and effort? Is it something
Should
that
women have the vote?
Should I scroll down and see this on Facebook post?
Look. I think all that video was doing was
Not
just
so
saying,
aggressive.
Hey.
I got a nice body.
All right.
Go, Christina.
All that video was doing was saying, hey, FYI, this is what it's like. And we think it's normal, but actually it's not. And then all these people started being like, it's not that bad. She should be thankful. And like, that's when everyone
retarded.
that's the totem pole of anger that has happened on social media.
There was a lot of that.
Because a lot of the people that are like defending it don't actually catcall, but you got to get down to the issue.
Well,
of
but can I say there was a
catcall.
lot of that? I think you're right. By the way, I had no problem with the video whatsoever,
She should walk
except
by a
for
construction site.
she could have done that.
Too
That would have been
stereotypical.
bad. She would have gotten it there too. You could get it at lots
At
of
a
different places
construction
like that.
site? No,
Yes.
I'm joking. I'm saying that's all she walked by. Like, 'cause that's the
Oh, okay.
stereotype.
Right. No, but I'm saying if they were
I was
looking
trying to
for
make
more
a joke.
white
You're not
people.
supposed to like draw this much attention to it.
But how about
I was trying to put it under a microscope.
it.
But how about the gray area though? To say that like there is definitely a large percentage of the things in that video that maybe she should have been thankful. You know, some guys just going like, "God bless you."
Yeah, but that's always
I don't know if you
annoying.
should
Yeah,
be
but
thankful
always
for
yeah.
that.
But it's, man,
Because
that
when
is-
I'm walking,
but you don't have-
I'm not thinking of like, I hope a guy like
I
tells me I'm pretty.
understand, but it's a very
know?
like it's a weird thing to be to have to
It
point
happens
out.
all the time.
Whatever. You know, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen to fat ugly chicks all the time.
That's not true, though.
That's not
And-
true.
Oh, by the way, and can I say
Yes,
this?
it is.
Let me, Jay,
Fat,
let me-
ugly?
time
Yes,
out.
it doesn't
Yes. What do you think?
One of-
Have you ever heard of black dudes?
Well, Dave, let me say this. The point is,
Okay.
in
I'm talking
that,
about 100 pounds above black dudes.
in that video, it was, dude, 98% of the people in the video were black or Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the hood, yeah, it does. If you're a fat white chick walking through the hood, yeah, dude,
You're gonna get
guys
catcalled more
are
than
fucking
little white
catcalling you, dude.
girls.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Know your neighborhood.
The truth of the matter is,
That's really the
no,
lesson that they were
this
trying to
is a
say.
genuine thing that happens in the hood. It's how people from the hood communicate.
It happens
Like the
not
whales?
in the hood.
Yes.
That's how they communicate.
They don't communicate through shapes and sounds.
They yell at a white chick and she goes to another end.
You have to
Ron says what he
understand.
said.
Dude, people from the hood, they don't see colors and shapes the same way we do.
They communicate by fat girl catcalls.
You can't
I don't care what the
fucking
fuck you're
look,
even saying. I don't even get what
dude.
you're
You
saying.
can't.
You just said that's how
defend-
black people communicate is by white chicks. They yell at white chicks.
No,
Yelling at
that's-
fat white
you know what
women?
You listen to what I'm
Wait.
saying? No,
I know what you said. Is that not what he said? Is that not what he said?
When
I think he
black
said
and
that.
Hispanic guys try to pick up women in the hood, that's the way they fucking do it.
I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm fucking around with you. Buddy.
Yeah, that's not. No,
that-
Nate genuinely didn't.
No, that legitimately, the way he said it. did
Nate
not.
doesn't even know he's on a podcast right there. That's his charm.
When are we going live? I've said a lot of stuff I wouldn't rather say.
Yeah, but she wasn't
But
only in the
by the way, you
She
can't.
was
Lewis,
really
let me
no.
just say,
It's not that she was only in the hood, but she was only being approached by black and Hispanic guys for the most part. And I'm not. By the way, I'm not even saying that. I don't even think that's.
And
really
then
a
everybody
point.
else erupts like, it's not racist. It's not,
It
like
is a race thing, though.
12,000 issues with this video.
Typically, that's, and I'm going to tell you right now, I've lived in Harlem, I've lived in Brooklyn, I've lived in areas where hood people, dude, women react
right,
that
but
way.
where you
to
have it, but that doesn't necessarily prove your point because the truth is, okay, have you lived in like some blue collar white town in Boston with like what Nate said, construction workers? Because I'm sure they catcall chicks too. It's not a white thing or a black thing. It's
agree.
kind of.
I
let me just make my
agree.
point.
It's part of
Let me just
construction
fucking finish what I
worker
said. Dude,
culture,
I'm just saying
though.
it's more of a low class thing than a race
Yes,
thing.
you're
and the
absolutely
truth
right.
is,
I don't
that,
agree.
but. Okay, fine, but I'm just making my. But I'm just saying, if you went by a white construction site in Boston, you think they're not catcalling people?
Let me just
They
answer that
are.
one statement. It's in construction worker.
Can I
in
just
that-
make a statement before you state what you
I work
Hold on, let me
Can
state before that one
Can I
statement.
state before your statements?
I work
Can I just
construction.
preface your
In
statement?
the culture of
Fine.
construction
I work
workers,
construction work.
that's what they do, okay?
Did you
ever work
And, by the way,
construction?
and it's
I
part,
did.
not only that, it's kind of, it's
And
almost
they
like,
were classic.
dude, it's half a game to them. It's not even they're trying to genuinely pick up a
not
chick.
even-
Okay, but are you
Wait.
not defending that that is kind of harassy?
Yeah.
Yes.
To the chick walking
Yes,
by.
I
It's
do
kind of
agree
fucked
that.
up.
It's not
So there's no
rape, dude. It's
defending it.
just
No,
fooling
it's
around.
not rape. It's exactly
rape.
It's fucking. You know.
Rape
Nick,
is
by the way,
rape.
Nick Turner had the best comment on Facebook ever. He said,
Oh, shout
he
out.
said
Dick Turner got
catcalling
credit.
is rape.
Say what?
Catcalling is rape. It was just great.
That was.
Here's what I think your point was good with saying like it's a pretty girl thing. It's like it's the one time that pretty girls are going to get defended. Usually it's like the other way where like fat girls could be like, I don't get to do it. Like where you're getting like usually like pretty girls are like hot chicks are like you get whatever you want. Your whole life's everything's perfect. You don't pay for drinks. You don't pay for whatever. Everything's great. And this is the one time that you're like getting harassed. If you say you're getting harassed, everybody's like, it's like that's the one thing we're like. How about you just deal with that because you get everything else you want?
Abby, I think that's Nate's reel right there. That's what we got. Just that clip. Can we
ahead.
say we're sending in for the
Daily
Is that
Show?
what you
Maybe
think
it
people
works
are
out.
saying, or is that what you think, Nate?
No, I'm saying that's what I think. Does that make sense?
No, because that's never okay.
Well, can I?
No, I'm saying like that. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying
Right.
it's
All right,
like
Nate, put your
I'm
hand
saying
down.
like
You're being a little aggressive toward Christina
I'm saying
right
like
now,
I just
all right?
make a fist towards her.
Is that knife
No.
put away? Is that knife put away?
No, what I'm saying is like it's like I'm defending hot girls. Like hot girls deal with this problem. So the guy,
Every girl deals with this problem, not just hot girls.
Well, basically, I'm saying like
No,
you have a
I
bunch
do
of like
think you're
he said
right,
like he was saying like
dude.
fat girls and like stuff like that, like non-attractive girls that would not deal with this problem, and all of dudes do never get catcalled. But then hot girls do get catcalled. So you guys are now going.
I don't agree with anything.
I
they
don't
said
Probably,
right now.
hot girls probably
I'm
get it a little
telling
bit
you.
like the worst, but all women I think walking around New York City
And by the way,
get it.
guys get
Get it.
catcalled too. I've had my fucking ass pinched, my dick grabbed in clubs. I'm telling you right now,
I've
dude,
genuinely been
gay
but by
dudes
dudes,
are crazy.
but it's only by
aggressive.
dudes.
Yeah.
By the way, it's still a dude problem,
But-
kind of.
but
But
that's
I've
not
been
true.
followed
I've been
in Chelsea
There's
before
still
by
all
dudes.
dudes doing
But that's
the
not true.
offensive.
Sure,
I've had my ass grabbed by women. I've been catcalled by
Really?
women. 100%. Are you
Catcalled
crazy?
by women? What are the catcalls you get by women?
Have you seen these abs?
Do you do P90X? Holy shit.
Or, you know, I remember one time I brought up.
Where's my wallet?
Leave me alone, bitches.
Did you take my wallet?
Lewis?
What was
Give me my phone back.
What's the dude's name? What's the dude's name that's on Weekend Update?
Michael Che,
Jay?
The other guy, Dick.
the white guy,
Jason Jones?
The white guy.
the white fella,
Jason Jones.
That's,
Colin Jost.
No,
Colin Jost.
No, you're not in the wrong show.
I thought you said Daily
No.
Show correspondent.
Colin-
By the way, my point was defending.
John
Y'all
Stewart.
made me feel terrible now. My whole point was trying to defend. Like
Nate
listen,
Bargatze
listen.
loves rape.
Guys, reel it in. Reel it in.
I don't love it.
I haven't said
I-
a word in
But
5
he
minutes.
likes
I'm
it.
waiting
I know.
to do
I'm
this thing.
talking to them.
Yeah.
I want to make him. Well,
who?
let me have the floor for a second.
Well, let me say this. Colin Jost, I brought him up one time, and I remember I just made a joke
you?
about, or after he got off stage, I made a
Name
joke
dropping.
about how he was good looking, and like
Yeah.
4 or 5 girls was like, "Woo, yeah!"
Yeah.
And one of the girls were like, I forget, they said it was like he should show us his ass or something like that, and I sitting there, I was like, oh wow,
That's
like in my
not
head,
okay.
But you're on stage. Were you on stage?
yeah, I was on stage, yeah.
It's a show.
I'm not.
That's
hold
a
on.
show.
It's not the same thing. If it was a show and the roles were reversed and that was a woman and there was dudes
Doesn't
yelling
matter,
that
it's a show.
out, it would be a problem.
No,
Yeah,
it's
okay,
not.
but
It's a
here's
show.
It would
the
be
thing,
a
right?
weird
So let me
thing.
just say,
That,
okay,
but it would
so
be a
when-
problem because
In a
It's a
show,
show.
though. It would
Yeah.
be,
When
I'm saying,
look,
Nate,
when
I'm saying the
someone
same
like,
thing in
okay,
a show.
but I'm just saying when
You didn't
someone
back
like,
me up on my thing, so I'm not.
but look,
He's
when
never
fucking
gonna let that go.
when that chick Solange attacks Jay-Z in the elevator,
chick.
compared to when Ray Rice threw a punch at his girl in the elevator, right? We all
chick in the
people
elevator.
get more angry about Ray Rice doing it
Yeah.
because look, the reality is that it may have been the same action, but
That he
floored
hurt our
that
fantasy
chick,
teams.
and
Exactly.
No
Jay.
one's. I have no rushing. I have such a strong defense.
I had
all I
him and
needed-
Adrian Peterson, and they're killing me this year.
All I needed
How
was
hard is it not
I
to
was
hit women
one
and children?
just like don't be your
1,000-yard
girlfriend.
rusher away from a guaranteed victory, and this motherfucker can't get through an L. No, but look, I'm just saying. So maybe even if women do
No,
harass
seriously.
men, they're not. Look, you're not gonna feel like fucking. By the way, I'm
No
not
one's
saying
gonna-
this is Vietnam or this is a huge issue, but the truth is, a woman hitting on you on the street
Vietnam.
isn't the
You're not
same
gonna feel
thing.
intimidated.
You're not gonna exactly. They're not gonna
You're not
create the
gonna feel
same type of
fear.
like fear.
I would-
I think this is how
Uncomfortability.
Vietnam started.
It was.
like,
It was
just
one
like this.
dude. someone
Boys versus
probably-
girls.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
That's
boy
how
versus
Vietnam
girls, and then goes, "We'll just go to Vietnam."
So wait, so let me explain because I think the topic's been beaten here. Like I think we could all agree, if a guy follows a chick for fucking 5 blocks, he's creepy and he shouldn't fucking do that. And
Nope.
if a guy
7.
3 blocks.
and if a girl
Not 3 blocks.
and if a girl walks
One.
and if a girl's walking down the street and the guy goes like "My, you are beautiful," suck a dick. Who cares? Like it's not that.
Yeah,
What
but
if
see,
the guy-
here's the thing.
I don't feel
need to
sad
make this
for him.
point. I need to make this point.
What if he's
though,
walking
because
that way?
a lot of people on the internet were like, "If I'm just saying smile or hi, that's not harassment." That's not what we're saying. It's annoying when you
No,
say
no.
smile or hi.
No, Christina,
But when you call me a
Christina.
cunt for not responding, that's when I get
Yeah,
mad.
fair.
Nobody disagrees
Fair
with that.
enough.
But that's what I'm.
Nobody
But no one
disagrees.
says
But I'm
that.
just saying-
You don't have that then said to you every day. You don't get called that because you.
Yeah,
don't
is that
say
your
something.
life every day?
That's not.
Are you
That's,
called
that's
a
crazy.
cunt
No
for
one
not
said that.
smiling
Oh,
every day?
oh.
That's too extreme.
No, not every day, but
Not
like at least
barely.
once a
No,
month. I will
that's
say,
crazy. I don't even believe it's
if you
once
don't
a month.
respond, if you don't respond,
I don't
get
believe
angry.
it's kind of once a month.
No, I
Dude, that's
promise.
insane.
All right,
But I
Jay,
also-
good. What were you
Nate's
saying?
got his finger on the pulse.
I'm out there.
So my problem with this, so Nate, listen to this for a second. I think you'll appreciate this. So my problem with this all happening, everyone can agree, a guy touching a woman like while she's walking down the street, or saying or calling her a cunt because she doesn't respond and all that shit. I would never. That's a horrible, terrible thing. The problem with this fucking video, what it opens the door for, is now everyone wants to tell their fucking stupid story, and I don't think some of these things
Yeah.
apply. And I got into a fucking online thing with your doofy friend Corinne, who fucking put a thing. Listen. This
Let's
is
not throw out insults like
she's a
doofy.
doofy. I mean,
Let's
exactly.
have an adult, civilized
Yeah, you're fine.
conversation
Right?
here.
Yes, I don't hate Corinne.
Without
I'll say that for
resorting
the
to the
record.
D
I don't hate.
word,
I do not hate
Jay.
Corinne, but this is a thing that's to post this, and to later on her thing to be like, this isn't for people to give their opinion. She posts this on social media, and then later says, this isn't for people to give opinions on. Just listen to my story and whatever. But this is the story that she feels like obligated to tell the fucking world about what's going on in the world now because of this video that came out. This is a script she wrote of what happened to her that morning.
Wait, can I play the dude?
There's nothing. No.
Give me your pussy,
It'll be
bitch.
Yeah.
Just now.
Just
What's up with
read
that
it.
twat? Maybe she was right. A lesson for any man that has ever tried to talk to a random woman, a.k.a. Social Cues 101, a.k.a. Reading Social Cues for Dummies. Location, Uptown
By the way, those are
C-Train.
three. I mean, the second two titles and the first one are just like different things. But all right, go ahead.
Uptown C-Train, time 11:30 a.m. Sunday. I turned my head to look at the subway car window to see what stop we're on. Guy
Good
next
writing. You got to admit, good writing.
Guy next to me on
Great
train.
writer.
Descriptive.
Guy next to me on train. You have the most striking eyes I've ever seen. What I say with a fake half smile. Thanks. What I'm thinking. Oh, brother, here we go.
Dude, this is like 50 Shades. I'm getting hot.
Let me just get that so we don't. I want you to see the progression of this. Guy, I was thinking that, and I had to say it because otherwise I'd be mad at myself all day. What I say. I nod my head, half smile. What I'm thinking. Jesus Christ, it's not even noon. Please just let me ride home in peace. The guy, my name's Jonathan. What's yours? While extending his hand for a shake. What I say, Corinne. I shake his hand. What I'm
This guy might be trying to invest in a project, from what it sounds like.
What I'm thinking.
So it's a deal, right?
What I'm thinking. Gross. I don't want to touch your fucking hand. Also, I really do need to be more prepared with my fake name, which is Claire. All girls have one. The guy says.
Mine's
so
Bonnie.
The guy says, so where are you from? What I say, I lived in New York for a long time. What I'm thinking. Oh, for the love of God, even if I was interested in you, which I'm not, which you should be able to tell from my very clear social cues. The question is so boring and predictable, it would immediately make me disinterested. Also, I very purposely did not ask him where he was from to try to end this conversation without being blatantly rude. A moment of silence for which I was so thankful. Guy, I'm from Staten Island, Greenridge. What I say, nod head, purposely avoiding eye contact. What I'm thinking, I don't care. That's why I didn't ask. Also, nice Mets jacket, bro. Guy, so do you have any hobbies? What I say, I'm sorry, I'm really tired, I don't feel like talking. What I'm thinking, I want to get up and move so badly, but I don't want this guy to go berserk. Also, I really am tired and I don't feel like talking. I barely like talking to people I know and like. The guy, I was just trying to find some commonalities. What I say, nothing. I avoid eye contact the rest of the trip and play with my phone, etc. What I'm thinking, we don't have any commonalities except that we are both riding this fucking train. Also, I hate the word commonalities. Learn some fucking social cues. And I will get into the rest of what she writes, but that's the end of the dialogue. It's like, you just described a guy who I admire, has the ball sack enough to say something to a girl he thinks is pretty. When she rudely rejects him, he's like, okay, sort of my bad. I was trying to blah, 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 and doesn't bother any further. What is the story to post
The one
there?
thing that's a little weird there that I thought was kind of funny, she was like, I don't want to move because he's going to go berserk. I posted that on Facebook the other day. It's like, dude, are women really out there? Are they really that afraid for their lives?
No.
No,
Not that
this story basically is telling the world to me that a guy is either an introvert or a fucking rapist.
But she's not afraid
That's like the
for
two
her
words.
life.
Well, the way she said he's going to go berserk on the train, I was just like, well,
I don't know
where?
what that meant.
I don't like that she trashed the Mets. So that means she's a Yankees fan. Which a Yankees fan would be, you're the biggest follower in the world. You're going for the best
That
team in
was
the
great.
world.
Nate,
That is great that's
And you
what
make
Nate
fun of the
took out
guys
it.
that Mets.
That is
The Mets.
great.
Did
the
you
guy's
know-
the guy's the most loyal. You might have found a great husband. The guy's the most loyal human being to a team that's gone nowhere.
I love it.
And
It's fucking
she
great.
is being just like,
It's really, that was the breakdown that
Did
no
you,
one else
are you a
wanted to see.
LeBron fan as well?
I will
Nate,
say.
no, wait. Before let's
Okay.
go, because this part, these are the last two things I want to read, and they're short. Just a piece of this. The exchange literally make my.
You fucking retard.
Not to mention, it makes us feel very uncomfortable. Girls got to deal with this every day. She says it's like Chinese water torture. I don't want to misquote her. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. This exchange literally made my vagina feel weird because I felt threatened. What in that thing?
That's
was
just an
threatening?
annoying situation.
Okay, but she says I felt threatened, and then goes on to say, "Know who was in your league." This debunks every fucking thing. The point she's trying to make.
Yeah.
Know who's in your league. If you are a 3, do not attempt hitting on a 9. Only
Very-
men do
very
this.
elitist.
What the fuck kind of? I mean, that is.
that makes me want to call Corinne not a 9.
Well, in fairness, I call her a 4 on Facebook. So.
oh, that was you were being really.
That's
I'm
mean.
not gonna be mean.
I
No.
don't, and we went back and forth in the thing, and she eventually just diverted to like, "You're a bad human being, and who cares what you say?" But I was just nailing.
She had a very
her.
midgety voice.
I was nailing her with fact and funny
Nick
that she
Victor
couldn't
was
fucking
making
do
the
anything.
argument for her.
But
Only a fool would be a lawyer for
Guys, can we
themselves.
switch it to little
had-
people right now?
now she had venom toward me for whatever reason. No, but by the way, in her defense of saying she had venom toward me for some reason, maybe she doesn't get who I am and what and how I am, like my
And she
personality.
catcalled.
But my first, but my first words to her, I did write in my first comment was, "Corinne, you are a retard."
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I saw that.
In fact, but I
what-
do go
what-
on to say I speak. I don't. I,
Can I ask
but I
you,
also
though-
did that like so as her as like someone, almost like a
that's-
friend who I know.
But Jay,
Right.
what? Because my honest
I
opinion
got
about
that,
it,
Jay.
what is it about that status that set you up? Like I don't
Because
exactly. I like.
feeling
Yeah, I think it's kind of
threatened?
dumb.
I
Because
agree.
it's-
Because it's saying,
that-
it's saying
yeah,
I feel
it's crazy.
She just
Hold
doesn't.
on.
But you're trashing that
Let me
guy.
explain. I asked a question. Let me explain and why. Because the guy who myself catcall and fucking cold talking to chicks on trains.
That's how we
and stuff.
met.
But the reality is no. The reality is I'm not like that. And you guys know it's not my
Jay tried to
personality.
catcall one time. He was like,
Meow. I got my dick bit by a kitten. It wasn't even declawed. It didn't even have those things
Jay
over
tried-
the claws.
Jay doesn't really catcall. He just does like dirty crowd work.
He fills it out.
No, I don't cold talk to girls in bars. I've never done that. I've never talked to a girl. I just don't do it. I'm not. You know what it
Don't
is?
go up to girls and
No,
be like,
I fear
what's up?
rejection. If a girl turns me down on a morning commute and says like not interested, I'll wear that all day. That'll
Jay,
bother me.
Jay will freak
I
out.
believe this is
I will.
all. This
no,
is
that's important to know.
No,
because
this
I
is
wouldn't
the
think
exact
that.
truth.
But I would feel sad.
yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah, but I wouldn't freak out. I wouldn't call her a
This is-
cunt. I would just.
No, I know I would not.
I wouldn't freak out. I would just be like. I'd be like. I'd be
What?
uncomfortable. They're probably reminding of a story. But listen, I don't do that. So when I hear that, why it made me write anything at all is because when I was done reading that script, my reaction to that guy would be like, that's a good dude. I like that dude, man. That guy had the sack to be like, you know, I'm gonna give it this. I'm gonna tell this girl she has beautiful. He didn't do anything aggressive to.
Right.
He was
It
a
was-
gentleman the whole way.
Yes, and but
And she's making herself look like a
Well, I
cunt.
wanna-
Like,
I wanna
going
hear
like,
Corinne's
I'm saying, but she's
or
making herself sound like a fucking
Christina's-
slut.
Defend you.
Well, I want to hear Christina's take on this because you literally haven't let her talk.
here's the thing.
sorry. I was doing
That
some
whole situation happens to girls a lot. Like, hey, miss, I just want to tell you the beautiful.
Hold
most
on,
beautiful
even the
girl
way
in
you're
the world.
doing that is
just
kind of
said let her talk.
condescending. No, but that's a little
No.
condescending. Hey,
I-
miss, you're the most. I mean,
well,
no,
that's what they sound like. I'm
Hold
not
on.
even kidding. It's dumb people who do
where.
that.
What
Is
happened
it-
in America?
Well, to be fair, you told Jay to
Not
let her
It's not
talk,
in America.
and she
I don't think
barely
this
got a
happens.
sentence out.
This is New York.
Let
Like,
her-
is this not a New York? Like, honestly, like
I think
it's a
it
very
is.
New
I've
York
heard
thing.
a lot of
this
women
is, I've
say
never,
that.
This has never been a thing.
It's
You're
a lot
in
to
New
do.
York.
It's a lot to do
There's
in New York.
lot
But
to
let-
do. New York
let
has a
Christina
crazy.
talk.
But let
for a
Corinne
second.
go. Yeah, thing.
Corinne is
We don't
not
have the
here,
floor.
but let Christina talk.
Sorry, Christina, go ahead.
I will say,
But I'll tell you right now.
mother. Where's that knife?
Men are talking.
Listen,
I will say, I don't know what everybody else's experiences are, but every day, and I know you're gonna be like, you're fucking exaggerating. That's why women are getting mad. We're not fucking exaggerating. We're not.
I wouldn't
It
accuse you of that.
happens
I'm curious.
all the time. We're like, excuse me, miss, I just want to tell you you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. I'm fucking in sweatpants and my glasses. I'm going to CVS trying to get my birth control. Like,
But you
go
were
fuck
killing
yourself.
it. You were killing it that
I
day.
think that.
But it's just annoying. It's
I like a girl that really downplays
all
it.
the time. I'm not trying to
I
be
get
sexy when I'm going to CVS to go pick up. a
Can I just say,
prescription.
I get. Look, I don't like the way Corinne worded that, and I thought that 9-3 thing was one of the most condescending, twatty things
Well,
I've
here's
ever
the thing,
heard.
but if you're-
can I just say, I get. Just to disagree with Jay, I get where if you're just not interested, it's. I'm
Yeah.
not saying he's a dick. But it's annoying.
It's annoying,
if
but
you're like,
here's the
oh, I'm
thing.
forced into. I hate when a cab driver starts a conversation with me and I don't want to fucking talk to them. I hate just
You know what,
being
Dave?
forced
Yeah,
into a
guess what?
conversation.
If,
Yeah,
you,
but
if
if
the
you're a
cab driver was
cunt-
a cab driver was a hot chick who and started conversation,
I don't like that argument. No,
I've
because
I have not
I-
yet
argument.
experienced that.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
I don't think that should matter. But either way, here's the thing: if you're a
It does matter.
Hold on, if you're
Is there a hot chick cab driver?
if
now?
you're
There isn't.
please
Uber.
if you're a
should have been
dick,
killed years ago. Like, there's no way she'd make it.
Should have been catcalled
like,
to
oh
death.
my god! Like,
And that's why we're pissed.
Yeah, there was. We read about it in the paper. We can't find her.
if you're a dick
name was
to that
Lisa, she was
cab
hot.
driver
parents still have
before
hope.
starting a conversation with you, then you're kind of a dick.
Right, I wouldn't be a dick. I'd
You know what
be
I'm saying? If
polite.
you're rude in that situation,
Yeah, okay.
But you're
'cause
forced
hold on,
to turn down
in-
polite conversation all the time.
But you gotta
Polite
like.
conversation.
But are your the people that are yelling at you? Are they normal looking like regular dudes?
Some of them are, yeah.
But the odds of that have got to be lower.
lower.
I think
Absolutely,
so.
because-
A lot of them is crazy. It's almost like you were complaining about homeless people, where you're like, "Well, yeah, we're in New York. They're all nuts."
Right,
Like, I don't know
right.
what to,
I literally
like,
said.
to
I
tell
literally
you.
said it's a weird. You're making it. It's like a female argument. Like, yeah, exactly. Same thing with me. Every day at the fucking Comedy Cellar, I gotta turn down the same
The guy
fucking
for 10 years.
yeah, and what's crazy is like those guys have nothing to live for. I'm in danger when I turn those guys down. I turn them down every day. I'm in danger.
Yeah,
they,
but-
they have nothing to lose. They could stab me and they get a warm fucking
Yeah,
meal.
but you have a
Do they
better
act like
fighting
it?
chance, Jay. But do you not think you could probably knock out one of those homeless? I mean, I'm just being
Are you calling
real
Jay?
here.
Yeah.
Like, you
Some-
could knock out one of
but
those
some
guys.
of them are giant
But
crazy
do you
People
not,
frail as
okay,
shit that
do
don't have health
you not
insurance. They're
think
old.
that you have a better shot against that guy than, say, like, I don't know, a tiny little girl? Like,
No, I'm not
mean to
saying
be,
it's
like,
right,
shitty
but I'm
about
just
that,
saying like you're trying to like. We're the ones that are arguing this. We're not doing it.
Right,
It's
and
the
that's one of the
lunatics
very
that are all
Yeah.
crazy that are like all
That's a
doing it.
great
Like the homeless. Like I don't know what you may do
That's
about
why
this because
everyone's
I don't know
saying-
anybody that does the stuff that you're doing. I
That's-
would stop.
that's
no
why
friend of mine would
I
follow a
can't-
girl for 7
I have
hours.
one
Any
friend
one of us
that
that-
might do it, and he's got a J as a middle name. He's the only guy that I can maybe.
Fight a nickel for
I'll
every time.
control him.
I'll follow a bitch for 8 blocks.
No, the truth of the matter is, any one of us that saw a dude following a chick would probably step in and say something.
I wouldn't, but you
How would
would.
you know they're following you?
They would
How
be like,
you know
hey,
they're
hey,
following
man.
you?
I would
You
call
never
Lewis
know
and
they're
go,
following
please come
her.
here.
Hey,
This
buddy.
is getting heated.
I don't
They're
think you're
being
supposed to
blocked.
follow
Christina,
chicks that
obviously,
far.
I'm talking about if we knew if we were
Oh, if
following
you knew.
her.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
like none of us are going like, yeah, man, fuck bitches, they deserve it. I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm not saying
this is
that.
an annoying thing, and there are bigger annoying issues that everyone has to deal with.
But here's the thing why everyone's pissed, though, because so many people are denying that it's not a big deal or that
It's
people
not
should
a
be
big
Because we don't
thankful.
do it.
It's not a
Because
big
people
deal.
that are on
But that's
Facebook
half
do
of
not
that's,
do it.
Here's
That's
hold on.
people that are
hold
on
on.
Twitter
That's
don't do
half
it.
of the problem, right? Is that I'm not denying that yeah, some people may be like, oh, this is nothing and kind of downplaying what it is. But you also can't ignore the other half, which is like this fucking, a lot of these popular feminist sites, which are literally making it like, first they take it right away like, this is the greatest sacrifice anyone has ever made ever. Like, this is worse than, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, whatever this, it's like the
They're
level.
dramatic,
And
and I
then
agree.
when they go like, oh, you guys have never had to deal with these guys. It's like, no, actually I have. I've grown up in New York City. These are the guys I have to deal with when they say some shit to my fucking girlfriend or they grab one of my friends' girlfriends.
Yeah, but-
I have dealt with these guys. I actually have had to fight guys like this. Girls, I've had guys put guns to
different.
my head.
It's
No,
different.
it's not. Yes, it is different.
Well,
It's way, way worse.
the
That's
gun
what's
thing
no.
is
It is different. It's way, way worse. Having a gun put to your head or having a fist fight one of those guys
What about-
is way, way worse than them saying, oh, I'm not saying it's not a dick move, but then being like, oh, you can't smile at me, whatever, you're a cunt. Even saying that, believe me,
What
is
about
not anything
sorry,
like
is
what
that way
I've
too long?
been through with these guys. I'm just saying.
Look, what about what
let's
we
be
did
real.
earlier? What we did earlier
Rebecca, can you get on a mic?
listen.
I need
hold
Rebecca on a mic.
Listen. What about with earlier with Nick Novicki? He's a little person. I've watched Nick Novicki.
They call it
No.
called midgets.
Sorry. Look, that exactly. I've watched Nick. I've been with Nick, and I've watched people take pictures of Nick. Nick gets treated the worst. Nick, it breaks your heart.
Well, I think everyone would agree that's
I've gotten
tougher.
frustrated.
than
Well, yeah,
being
you would
anything.
agree, but then look how this podcast opened. So you know
I
what I
guess
mean?
that's white male
That's way
privilege.
worse than anything you can imagine going through. I'm not saying you guys don't go. Like look, I understand that it's like you don't want to be yelled at. Like I totally get all that stuff. But like, well, you just
feel
did it
unsafe.
to Nick earlier. You just did it.
I
like,
gave
where
Nate
we
as a present to
made-
my daughter
I
one
understand.
Christmas.
I understand, but it's more of a thing of feeling unsafe. That's
good.
Like when you're
I
walking
get-
home and
well,
someone follows
Nick-
you and you're
okay,
like,
well,
dude,
no,
what
that's
Nick is
different.
3 feet shorter than
Come
you.
on, guys, listen.
He's like,
Really-
that's
guys,
the most unsafe you could feel.
Listen,
is
really
to
is.
be
Is someone
half
really
the
gonna
size.
beat up and
I don't know, but you feel threatened constantly. honestly, they're walking and like videoing you, like,
Hey, somebody gonna beat up a little person.
Respect.
Did you not watch Tatanka destroy Dink the Clown at SummerSlam '97? Where were you?
on that,
Open your
Christina.
eyes, Christina.
Fuck, I was born
The
in
world's
88.
bigger than your place.
So look, here's Rebecca shaking her head no behind
I
Dave.
don't know if you ever had to deal with this, Christina, and this has been my personal experience, but my grandfather, my parents raised me to respond to every cat call that I ever get.
Not me.
And I
That's how Rebecca got herpes.
always talk to the people who talk to me first, but I never thought that it was really a valid lesson until I was living in DC and I saw a girl walk past a guy who was telling her to smile. She didn't acknowledge him and he walked 3 feet towards her and cold cocked her.
Oof.
Just roundhouse punched her.
Holy
And that was
shit.
just, you should have
He said,
talked to me,
"Hi,
bitch. You
my
should have
name's
been.
Luis Gomez."
She was being
I don't
disrespectful
like- I
by
don't like you
ignoring
guys-
him.
I don't like you guys saying that. I don't do
And so, like, I mean, I don't know, like, for me, walking through with the 10 hours and the 110 cat calls or whatever, I would have to respond to those people individually. I would have to talk to them. Silent guy who's walking next to me for 6 minutes.
this
I
day,
have to
you do
talk
that?
to
That's
them.
why I don't respond
Absolutely.
to them. Here's
Every
my,
time I get harassed by a meat truck guy, it's always the meat truck
what do
guys
you
in
say?
Astoria.
Like what? Just example.
Some,
like, what
if
do
they're
they say?
just
What do you
saying,
say?
hi, mommy, how are you? Or just saying, smile, like, I'll just be like, I'm having a rough day. I don't feel like smiling. Can I just get like a
Here's
hot
the thing. I
dog?
have a- I
still
have a-
meat truck guy.
but I have
I
a
guess-
temper issue, Rebecca.
In New York, they
I have a temper problem.
This is
yeah.
And a very bad. And when it's ignited, it's very rarely ignited. But that kind of thing makes me go fucking crazy. So I don't say anything because if I say something, the few
that's-
times that I have, it has escalated to the point where I have to run away and call.
That's
the
probably a
cops.
smarter
Like,
move, Christina.
I
And I'm gonna
just
be
don't
honest.
say
I'm not
anything.
saying that you should be harassed, but in reality, when you're living in a city like New York, and I think Dave has a valid point, and I think you guys all have valid points. There are things that are going to fucking happen that if you haven't. But hold on, let me say this. I have an anger problem. Okay, so when I'm walking through the hood today, I was on the phone with Dave Smith. I'm walking through my neighborhood. There's 2 black guys and a black chick that came out of the store, really, really ghetto. They were arguing with the dude behind the counter, I guess. As they literally. They're arguing and they like run into me and my son. My son's in the stroller and they're having this big chaotic fucking argument. And the guy's like literally walking next to me and my son in the stroller and screaming curse words. My son's like startled. It's a really weird thing. And I'm on the phone with Dave. Dave's like, dude, you there? You there? And I'm like, no, dude. I was like, I gotta stop and get away from these guys because I have too much of a temper not to say, hey, dude, stop fucking yelling in front of my son. And I know, even though they're wrong and they're pieces of shit and they're fucking ghetto thugs and they're doing wrong shit, I know that I need to remove myself from that situation
That's going to be the better outcome.
because that's the
The
better
safer
outcome.
outcome.
I
The
get that in a
safer outcome.
perfect
No,
world.
it's just you can't. Like
In
the
a perfect
thing is,
world,
dude,
those
you
guys
lose.
don't do that.
It's like you lose no matter what. If you lose your temper there,
true.
it's like even if you knock this guy out, you lose because your son just, you know what I mean?
No,
you
but
just
the
like
thing is
fought in
with
front of
the-
your kid.
with the
Like
cat-
it's just you got to try to control it. It's
With the
tough.
catcalling situation, though, if you lose your temper, they're just going to like fake
No,
They
you're
like
right.
it. They want to. They like that they get a rise out of you.
I know, and then
There's
they're
a
gonna say
friend of
it's
ours who's a
sexy.
comic who literally had to move out of Brooklyn because she got catcalled by these guys who were on her
Amy
corner. They
Schumer.
were just corner hustlers. It's Peggy O'Leary actually.
Peg.
She was walking away and they said something to her she didn't like and she turned around and was like, "Fuck you guys," and whatever. And their
And they-
response was to continue to harass her to the
Yeah.
point where she didn't feel safe and she had to leave the neighborhood.
Let me tell you something. I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys where you've gotten so angry at someone and then they just enjoy how angry you get, but that makes you
Terrifying.
fucking crazy.
Welcome to every woman
That's
that
what I
I've
was
ever met in my
I was
life.
gonna say, I do that with Christine. does that
with strangers.
constantly.
No.
Every bitch I've ever been involved with in my life ever.
I'm angry. Now we're both gonna be angry.
No, I've never been like. By the way, I've never been and I don't like
With a woman?
downplay it.
I know.
never. I mean, I
All
will
dudes.
at some point.
It's
but,
scary, and it's also
no, I'm
not
not-
just one guy at a time. By the way, sometimes it's like
Oh,
10
the
guys
worst
at a
is when-
time
the worst
trying
is
to
when-
one up each other and getting
So,
it.
can
It
I-
gets worse
can
and
I
worse
ask-
and worse.
can I
When
ask
you
a question?
approach a group, it's horrifying.
Can I ask a question then?
worst.
Because this goes back to, so I put out another like Facebook thing or something after all that to go, so okay, so everyone's supposed to be worried about it's so crazy and difficult for you to walk around the city. How come every weekend, I live in the East Village, every weekend when I'm going home, there is a girl with her skirt around her fucking waist crying, pizza on the side of her face, or one fucking shoes
It's
off.
Fashion Week, and she had
I'm
cards.
gonna explain what the cool
really
is.
I don't
wanted
know,
to have
but
a
let me
good
say this.
night.
I don't think that she's the girl that's complaining about it. That girl who has a skirt
Oh,
around
sure.
her-
No, you're wrong about
I don't,
that.
no, I
sure
don't.
she is.
I don't think that's the girl who's blogging on Jezebel.com. I don't
Wait,
think that's the
skirt
girl.
around
Hold
her
on.
waist, so she
Christina,
was wearing a skirt.
Christina, let me
Yeah,
say
that's
this.
a good point.
No, I'm saying no. I'm saying it's like hiked up. It's like because she's falling. She's like her legs are open. She's falling down.
Yeah,
she's
Jay's
sleeping on the
saying
against the
a
thing.
She's
passed out
wasted.
slut in the street with her.
But this isn't. But this isn't always a fucking. No. I'm not saying. Let me finish. I'm not. This is not a slut I'm talking about necessarily. Just she's a slut. She's a drunk fucking idiot. But you're
That's
putting
a
yourself.
very rare breed of girl, dude.
No,
That
it's
girl-
not.
Yes,
no,
it is.
You're crazy.
Drunk idiot?
No, it's not. No, it's
Christina,
not.
how many times have you had a skirt above your head? You're lying in the gutter in the street.
Maybe
You're
never.
It's never happened to me.
I believe her.
Most
also
girls I
don't
know
get
have never been in that
wasted.
situation.
Yeah, if you take a vote, most will probably vote.
99%
I
of girls that I
Dude,
know have not
tons.
been in that situation.
Well, let me tell you.
I
Plenty,
would barf
plenty that
so
I.
hard before I got wasted.
Plenty that
can't
I
get
see,
wasted.
dude. I've seen girls get up off the laying down on the
you see it
concrete.
a lot, but there's millions of girls in New York.
I'm not arguing you. I'm just saying this happens. I'm saying, but it happens a lot. You were saying about putting yourselves in the situations. You're saying this girl's walking through. If you're walking through neighborhoods where people are gonna fucking catcall, a bunch of black and Puerto Rican dudes are gonna start yelling shit. It's the same thing. If I just walked through a fucking Bed-Stuy at the wrong fucking time, and there's a bunch of guys out, they might just fuck with me for being a white guy walking through. It's just
You would
kind of like
definitely.
But,
Yeah,
I'm saying, but the point is, when I put that thing on Facebook. And I said that thing about, well, there's girls. I go, I don't feel bad for you, stupid. Like, don't get yourself like that where your pussy's hanging out in the middle of the street. And they go, well, you're looking the victim blame now. It's like, so a rape victim deserves to be raped? Like, no. Anyone who rapes should be fucking exterminated.
Not many
However,
girls' pussies are hanging out in the middle
you're
of the
wrong
streets.
about that.
But
At least,
I
at least
just
not in the middle of the
disagree with you.
day. Like that's like
Not
a
in the
2
middle of the
a.m.
day.
issue.
Of
Okay,
course,
well,
yes,
can I just say-
absolutely.
I don't think
say-
people catcall a lot at 2 a.m. either.
All right,
No,
well,
what guys do?
They're
They
all
just-
During the
asleep.
day.
No, but then
everybody's safe.
They
then you're
jerk themselves off
No,
to
you know
sleep.
what? No,
I just don't think-
that's when you're really in danger. That's when the guy's going to try
That's
to
when the
walk you in his
rapists come out. No, I agree.
You're going to try to walk. He's going to try to walk you into his apartment or
Sure.
go into your place.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
But
super
there- I don't-
scary
once again,
situation
I
to
don't
be in, but
agree.
that's not the same as
I don't think
catcalling.
that there's a
It's
correlation
different.
there because I think
Yes,
that you're
I
talking
agree.
about 0.0001% of girls
No.
who've been laid down face in the gutter.
I think that most
Not a
girls
lot
go
of
through that phase.
Girls blackout drunk in public. You're wrong, Lewis. That's constant every week.
Where
Every
do you think I've not been alive for 32 years? Where are these girls that are doing this? I don't know.
College
Lewis,
towns,
Lewis,
mostly
Yeah.
college
Lewis,
towns.
Lewis. They're not always with their fucking pussy hanging out.
21-year-olds.
Sometimes they're wearing jeans. I'm saying a girl who cannot make any sort of decision with any kind of logic, and she's in public.
I get kind of when you'll read some of these like radical feminist arguments about like how there's this rape culture and women live in a constant fear of rape, and then you see something like Halloween where literally, I mean, half the girls' asses are hanging out, and you're like, okay, well, I guess these
Yeah, but
girls
that's
aren't
not-
in constant fear. No, look, it does prove something because look, in
What
the
does it
fucking
prove?
Congo, there's no day where all the girls are dressing up like slut bunnies
Yeah,
to
but they
tease
don't
guys
wear bras in the
because
Congo
that is a
either.
rape
Every
culture. Because
Well,
that is a rape
But wait, what if they would just want to feel super hot and slutty for a night and it feels fun and
Well,
good?
it's hot.
Right, but but you'll never see that in an actual rape culture. Is
Yeah.
my point. My point is that there is
Also,
a comfort
Jamie
level
Kilstein
there.
doesn't speak for us.
Of course not. No, I'm not. But I'm just
Right?
saying. I'm just saying on what Jay was
He thinks
saying.
he
I
does.
get that seeing
didn't
some
like
level
him.
of that public sluttiness does kind of show you, okay, well, these girls aren't in constant fear of being raped, or they wouldn't be. But I don't know that necessarily because of that girl, some fucking woman who just wants to walk down the street in jeans and a shirt. She, whether she's getting catcalled or not has nothing to do with some dumb
thing with
18-year-old chick.
catcalling
Who's,
It's ridiculous, guys. Who's coconut bikini top?
Jays. It's definitely Jays.
great conversation, guys.
One of the things
Who's
that
coconut?
every girl has experiences, I feel like, is like when you're in your sweatpants and a fucking baggy t-shirt and glasses, and you're getting catcalled almost equally as when you're dressed nice. And you're like, what
Is there
the
an admission
fuck?
there though? See, I thought in the video
Admission?
there was kind of no in admission, like admitting something like that, like a confession, like that when in the video when she goes, by the way, in the catcalling video at the
Yeah.
beginning, she goes, I was wearing a normal t-shirt and it's almost like there is a soft admission there that's like, if I was wearing something ridiculous,
No,
then I would get it. Because look, I will tell you, when you see those girls